video today I have swatches of part 2 of the KBShimmer summer collection. The summer collection is split up into 3 parts this year because there are 28 polishes in total. So these are all going to release on May 15th along with the other 2 parts of the collection. I will link my video for part 1 down below and my video for part 3 when it's up. There are 9 polishes in this collection. There are some glitters, some hollows, acrylic, there's stuff, it's amazing. So I will link KBShimmer down below so you guys can check these out, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Be Jammin, and this is kind of a purple jelly with iridescent and blue glitters mixed in. It's a very, very unique polish. So here's 1 coat of Be Jammin. So this one covers really well on the first coat. I can still see through it a little bit, so it is going to need a second. This has a great, smooth, easy to work with formula. So there is 1 coat of Be Jammin. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here is 2 coats of Be Jammin. So you can see that 2 coats really deepens the color. I think I'm going to do 3 coats of this one because I can see some bald spots where like the color deepened up and it's that nice deep purple, but then there's other spots where it looks pink. So I'm going to do a 3rd coat just to even that out. So there is 2 coats of Be Jammin. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a 3rd coat. So here's 3 coats of Be Jammin. So 3 coats evens out those bald spots, and I feel like it makes the color even deeper. This one does dry fairly shiny, but I think it would really benefit, the sparkles at least, would really benefit from a top coat. So there is 3 coats of Be Jammin. The next polish is called Home Surf, and this is a turquoise crelly with silver holographic glitter and some gray glitter in there as well. So here's 1 coat of Home Surf. This one covers pretty well on the first coat, but it is going to need a second. This is really easy to apply, really smooth. I feel like it wants to run or pool at the side of my nails just a tiny bit. I'm sorry about like every bird in North America being outside my window right now. So there is 1 coat of Home Surf. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here's 2 coats of Home Surf. This one covers completely in 2 coats, and I don't have any issues getting the glitter out either. I don't have to fish or set it upside down to get any of the large pieces. The base on this one does dry down a little bit smaller than the glitter, so you will want a good top coat to smooth it out and keep it from looking uneven. So there is 2 coats of Home Surf. The next polish is called Shell Shock, and this is a nude acrylic base with burgundy, copper, and gold metallic and holographic hex glitters in there. So here's 1 coat of Shell Shock. So this one covers pretty well on the first coat. I mean, it's hard to tell. I think it's a little bit sheer, but I don't think it's terribly sheer. It's just really close to my skin tone. The formula is good. The base is a little bit thin, just like the last one. It does want to run down to the sides of my nail a little bit, but I don't have to do any fishing or any special treatment to get the glitter out. So there is 1 coat of Shell Shock. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here is 2 coats of Shell Shock. So this one is actually completely opaque on 2 coats, which I was not expecting. I do think the glitter helps make it look more opaque though. Again, the formula on this is good. It's easy to apply. It does want to run a little bit down the sides of my nail, but I feel like that's more on the first coat than the second because it kind of seems to stick to itself once you get the second coat on. So there is 2 coats of Shell Shock. The next polish is called What Are You Waiting For? And this is a cornflower blue holographic. So here's 1 coat of What Are You Waiting For? This one covers pretty well on the first coat. It is going to need 2. This has a really good formula, really smooth, really easy to apply. It's not too thick or too thin. And it seems like it almost has like a little spark of glitter in there as well, like a very small glitter. So there's 1 coat of What Are You Waiting For? I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here is 2 coats of What Are You Waiting For? So this one covers completely in 2 coats. It definitely does have a little extra shimmer in there outside of the holographic. You can really see it reflecting under these lights. This does have a pretty strong hollow. The lights that I have set up right now aren't showing hollows very well. You really do need direct sunlight to get the full effect. So there is 2 coats of What Are You Waiting For? So the next polish is called Vitamin C, and this is a blue-green kind of jelly-ish base with pink, purple, and a couple different shades of blue glitter in there, and it also has a kind of fine holographic silver dusting throughout it as well. It is showing up a little bit more blue on camera. It has slightly more green in it in person. So here's one coat of vitamin C. This one covers pretty well on the first coat. You can still see through it a little bit, so it is going to need a second. The formula on this one is good. It's like some of the other Crowleys. It's a little bit thin, and it wants to run down my nail a little bit. I am having to swirl the brush around to get some of the larger glitter out as well. So there is one coat of vitamin C. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here is 2 coats of vitamin C. This one covers completely in 2 coats. The base does dry down a little bit smaller than the glitter, so you will want a good top coat to smooth it out. And also this one does dry matte. So there is 2 coats of vitamin C. The next polish is called Pinko Colada, and this is a pink curly base with blue, green, and silver holographic and metallic hex glitters in there. I don't think there's anything too large in here. They all seem to be relatively small. So here is one coat of Pinko Colada. This one covers pretty well on the first coat. It is a bit sheer, so it is going to need at least one more. This one doesn't seem to want to run down the sides of my nail like some of the other Crowleys did. I mean, I feel like it's right on the edge, but it doesn't seem to be running. Just kidding, yes it is. You can see that little bit of lighter spot where it's kind of balled up at the tops of almost all my nails where the polish has kind of run down to the sides and thinned out at the top. So there is one coat of Pinko Colada. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here is 2 coats of Pinko Colada. This one covers completely in 2 coats. You can still see the nail line if you look for it, but there's enough glitter that it really helps to hide it. You might want to do 3 depending on your preference, but I think it's fine with 2. The formula on this one is really smooth and easy to apply. Like I said, that first coat did run a little bit. The second coat, not so much, because I think the polish sticks to itself. So there is 2 coats of Pinko Colada. The next polish is called Wave the Flag, and this is a red, white, and blue matte glitter topper with white stars. And I'm layering this one over KBShimmer's In Yacht Water, which is from part 1 of the summer collection. So here is Wave the Flag. This one is pretty decently dense. It has a really good glitter to base ratio. It's not base heavy at all, and you do get a lot of glitter out when you dip in. It will need a good top coat though, because it is going to dry chunky. And it does take a little bit of manipulation to get it spread out evenly. So there is Wave the Flag. The next polish is called Sun and Games, and this is a gold holographic micro glitter. So here's one coat of Sun and Games. This one covers pretty well on the first coat. It is a micro glitter, so it will probably need 1 or 2 more. This has a really good formula. It is a tiny bit thick, but that's to be expected when you're working with a micro glitter. I think this would look really good as a topper as well, but I'm going to try to get it fully opaque. So there is one coat of Sun and Games. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here's 2 coats of Sun and Games. This one actually covers completely in 2 coats. This is going to dry a bit textured because it is a micro glitter. It's also going to look a little bit dull. A good top coat is going to fill in that texture and smooth it out, and it's going to help it sparkle as much as possible too. So there is 2 coats of Sun and Games. And the last polish is called Matey, and this is a silver holographic micro glitter. So here is one coat of Matey. This covers really well on the first coat, just like Sun and Games did. The formula is about the same as well. It's a tiny bit on the thick side, but you really can't get away from that when you work with micro glitters. Other than that, it is really easy to apply. So there is one coat of Matey. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here's 2 coats of Matey. This one is almost completely opaque in 2 coats, but I can still see through the glitter a little bit, so I am going to do a third. Sun and Games was probably just as opaque as this one in 2 coats, but since it's a gold, the spaces in between the glitter where my nail was showing through didn't stand out as much. So there is 2 coats of Matey. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a third coat. So here's 3 coats of Matey. This one covers completely in 3 coats. Because it is a micro glitter, it is going to dry textured, so you will want a good top coat to fill it in and make it sparkle. So there is 2 coats of Matey. So my 2 favorites in this collection are Be Jammin. This is a beautiful, that multi-chrome kind of flaky, purpley, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe this one, but it is so, so pretty. And actually when I saw the promo pictures, I thought this was going to be a holo. And I was pulling, like I opened the whole box and I was like, I only saw one holo. And I pulled this one back out, like I went to see which one it was in the promo pictures. And I was pleasantly surprised to see this actually wasn't a holo. It's just this amazing, like jelly, glittery, I don't even know how to describe it. It's beautiful. The other one that I really liked, it was Pinko Colada. It's a acrylic-based glitter polish. It's not anything special when you talk about it, but for KBShimmer especially, you don't see a lot that are all metallic or holographic micro glitter mixed into the acrylic base. There's always matte glitter in there, and this just being, it sparkles. It sparkles so much more than any other acrylic that I've seen, not just from KBShimmer, but from a lot of other brands as well. It stands out a lot, so I really, really like this one. So that is part 2 of the KBShimmer summer collection. Again, all 3 parts will be releasing on May 15th, and I will link my videos on the other 2 parts down below. Part 3 is not going to be up right away, but it will be eventually. I do post all of my swatch pictures that you've seen in the video to my Instagram account within a couple days of the video being posted. So keep an eye open for those. Follow me there if you guys want to see them up close for longer and a little bit more detail. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.